back at the Beer Hive. Thanks to our friends at the Beer Hive for hosting us, and we're going to eat and drink afterwards because you know we have standards here at Jaggin around.
He's
You're
lying.
also hoping that I'll pay for it. Right? You're hoping that I'll pick it up.
Right.
Since we don't have a ton of time with you, he's pretending that because we're cheap.
Oh, is
We're
that,
on the low budget. Not like you.
Yeah, you saw the episode earlier as far as we talked about budgets and our production level, and thanks to Katie Love from Katie Love Social for helping us out here today. But so the previous we talked about your acting career, we talked about your show, not $1 million, it's $1, and you're shooting it here in Pittsburgh. It's a web series. It's premium level, and so now we have to get into the Pittsburghese questions, right? So how are you getting around Pittsburgh? What are you finding cool about Pittsburgh? What's an area you didn't find so cool?
First time I was in Pittsburgh was 35 years ago.
Okay.
And I was here for like 48 hours. I was on a bus and truck tour of Shakespeare plays when I was 20 years old. So it was very different then. I wouldn't have recognized the city.
We love hearing that, by the way.
Really? You do?
We do.
You don't miss it at all? You don't miss old Pittsburgh?
No.
You know, where trucks were rolling down every single street? You
No.
don't miss it at all?
Certain things, of course, you reminisce, but
What are those?
meaning like places that might have existed, or from having lived here.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm too young to know that because I'm only 42.
That's it. That's
But I love this. I love the fact that I was a part
it
of.
really transitioned for you then.
It did, and I was fortunate enough to see some of the things that you did want to change, because I think we were known for so long as this sleeper city of senior citizens. We were the lottery city, and now we're becoming that place that people kids want to come for college and then stay because of the healthcare benefits and the infrastructure.
Stay for healthcare.
Yeah.
Come for college.
Right.
Stay for healthcare.
No,
That's so sexy. That's like super sexy.
I strive.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
I mean, I said
we might even legalize pot someday.
We're that cool.
We're that cool.
No, I watched it in that, the dream was to get a college degree and move out, move
That's right.
south, move to
Sure,
Charlotte.
get out.
And it's fun to kind of
Get out.
know, as that we were explaining before we turned the camera on, and we're around Market Square, and we see people, they're downtown visiting for the weekend. We're like, what, you came here? We cover the St. Patrick's Day parade. People go, we came up here for a Ladies' Day weekend to watch the St. Patrick's Day parade. This is just Pittsburgh, So we're kind of amazed, and it's almost like we need pats on the back as Pittsburghers.
I agree. I agree. I think that there's a sense of getting up off the floor, which I really appreciate about the city, and I think that's part of what the show's about, is trying to figure out how to get up off the floor.
So let's talk about your character, and let's talk about
The character I play, we shot the show in a lot of different communities around Messenden, Braddock. We've shot the show in a lot of different little communities around Pittsburgh, and it's supposed to be a kind of struggling steel mill town. And the character I play is the owner of the steel mill in this community, and the murder has taken place on the grounds of the steel mill. So he's involved. He has a vested interest in trying to make sure that gets fixed as quickly as possible. And there's a bunch of questions of high tech coming into the community. There's a character named Wilson Furlby who's really banking on the fact that it's going to turn over into kind of a bedroom community for Pittsburgh. There are automated cars driving around. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in this area in the show.
Oh, okay.
So it was important for us to try to reflect the people of this area correctly, and that includes the dialect that is so strictly Pittsburgh.
Yeah, let's get into that, because our earlier episode we talked about that. But I love the fact that I watched on the news that you've been training, and Pittsburghese was noted as one of the worst accents. I voted, I think, even above Boston, but it is so unique, and there are different dialects of the dialect as well. But I love the fact that you trained this. You have to use it, and you want to be realistic. It's not a parody. It's realistic.
No, it's not intended to make fun of. I was in Fargo, and that accent was used really accurately in the film, but it was intended to some degree as to mock to have some mockery around those people. I lived in Minnesota at the time, and when we did that accent, there was in Brainerd, Minnesota, which is where most of Fargo takes place. It's ironic that it doesn't take place in Fargo at all. In Brainerd, the people there, the town newspaper called Fargo trash because they were so upset with how they were portrayed. I don't think they feel that way now. 20
Right.
Yeah, right.
but we wanted to make it accurate. And Pittsburgh is the most complicated accent I've ever done, ever.
But how
Because
do you
it mixes
train?
around.
How do you
Well, first we started with a dialect coach from Carnegie Mellon University, Don Wadsworth, who's written pamphlets and what do you call it, workbooks around Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh accent. He felt, I think, that it's been underrepresented dramatically. Because there's been a lot of stuff that's been shot here that's supposed to have taken place here, and everybody steers completely clear of it because they hear it once and go, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So we worked on it with him, and then we were kind of left on our own. And we were also doing it generationally, so the heaviest one would have been me, and then a couple of other people in the show chose to do it heavily for various reasons, both class and age. And then there were people who were choosing kind of lighter versions of that same accent, emphasizing particular substitutions. This gets really weedy and boring, frankly. But I came up with a paragraph that I could say every day or when I was losing the accent, so I could keep all of the various vowel substitutions.
Okay.
And it makes no sense.
Hit us. I
So
want to hear a paragraph.
I'm going to say it without the accent.
Okay.
And then
All
with
right,
the accent,
perfect.
right?
Okay.
So in the middle of the night, my girl came to my house. We had a long, cold swim in the pool. In the morning, I turned on the spigot, washed my lucky socks. She had a full pot of hot coffee. I had a pop. Then we went downtown to the Steelers game, snapped them Bengals like a gum band. And after that, we went over the bridge to the south side to meet you guys at my bro's house for some ho-hos and another cup of joe and that.
Okay.
There you go.
Hit me. I'm ready.
So-
Okay.
How I say it in Pittsburghese is, middle of the night, my girl came to the house,
Yeah.
had a long cold swim in the pool. In the morning, I turned on the spigot, washed my lucky socks. She had a full pot of hot coffee, I had a pop. Then we went downtown to the Steelers game. Snapped them Bengals like a gum band. And then we went over the bridge to the south side to meet you guys at my bro's house for some ho-hos and another cup of joe and that.
Oh my God.
So that is
like
all
you're
the
bilingual.
substitutions that you have to make.
So
One sentence.
you middle. The word
Yeah,
middle. We rush our words.
You just
So
don't
it's
say
middle.
them.
Yeah.
No, you swallow. Everybody swallows L's here when they're. I haven't heard a full L.
Really?
In the. Again, I've been out with people drinking, so that's mostly
Yeah.
when I hear them. So.
I have to be your exception.
That's Rachael.
I'm Rachael. Yeah.
Yeah, like we worked out at Ascendant. We worked at the ArcelorMittal plant, and the plant manager, who was so terrific to work with, Randy, was great. But I met him before I worked, and then I met the day I worked. And when I work, on the day I'm working, I keep staying the accent through the whole day. And he, like you, he heard me go, we're going over there now. And he was like, I don't say that. I don't use that term.
But you
It
can
was
probably
really
pick
upsetting. It was like he was really upset. Like
That would be.
I hate it. I do hate it. But you're right. There are certain.
Yeah.
You kind of fall into that. Yeah.
yeah, and everybody. I mean, a lot of people here just say Haas. They flatten all their. She's
House.
She's a good person.
Yes.
All the other people are evil.
When John and I have a conversation about Giant Eagle, which is the supermarket here.
Which is one thing in the show I have been told I do not say correctly.
John Eagle. It's
John
John
Eagle.
Eagle.
John Eagle.
Sometimes
But
you add an
I
S.
you just. you miss them, and hopefully that'll be 4 episodes in, so people 5 episodes in, so people will be forgive me for that.
John
But
Carroll
we
Lynch.
purposely, I have to say, with Giant Eagle, we say it, but people make fun of us because we specifically go Giant Eagle because we can't stand the Giant Eagles people. Anyway, go ahead.
But we do like the Giant Eagle people, just in case they were on the sponsor.
sorry.
No, they're the people
People.
watching a show called Jaggin, right? So we love you guys.
Right,
We're
with your
super
buggies
happy.
and that.
We just like you to say Giant Eagle
That's all.
has 2 words.
That's it, right.
And not Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
Right, correct.
Jagoffs.
Jagoffs.
Right.
Jagoffs.
Right. Yeah. So John Carroll Lynch, Kent, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
coming
much.
and jagging around with us here at the Beer Hive. Thanks to the Beer Hive. Thanks to Katie Love Social for helping us out. And how much longer will you be here?
We're
How much-
wrapping up.
Can we
I
creep?
finish. Well, you've got 6 episodes to go, and then
Okay.
you can binge watch it.
Yeah. Right.
We're binge watching for sure.
You can binge watch on Thursday. You can binge watch half the episodes.
Okay.
Cool. Very
Let's
cool.
do
And
it.
I think it's worth doing because it really deepens the experience to take the episodes together.
But I'm not watching it with another Pittsburgher because they'll see you coming out of a bank, which is not really a bank in the show, and they'll go, that's not right. That's a bank. He ain't coming out of there.
They'd be upset about that.
Yes.
They're just not going to give
That's
anybody.
a bank. Yes.
Come on. It's not.
It's not.
That's clearly a coke plant. That's not a steel mill. Come on, you
I
guys.
love it. That was awesome.
Do it right.
Make sure you watch $1.
Do.
Perfect.